Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking all about bar chords and how to play them. So the first thing that I want to tell you is that there are four basic positions that you can use to play bar chords. So I'm just gonna quickly run you through what they look like on the fretboard. And as you would have seen over there, a lot of those positions looked very similar, and I'm going to talk about why that is. So we're going to jump into our first position. I'm going to come up a little closer for you guys. It's actually the F major bar chord. I have done a separate video on this, so I'm going to link that on the left or right. Please do check it out. But let's just look at it a little separately right now and independent of that video. So what this chord is basically a bar on the first fret. A bar basically means that you press down all those strings at the same time, all right, with one finger. And how you're going to do that is by playing those strings with the side of your finger. Why the side of your finger and not the middle? Because the side of your finger actually has the most amount of bone. So that means it's harder than the central, more mushy part of your finger, and you want to play those strings down with something that's firm. In addition to that, we're going to take the E major shape. We're going to play it like this. Okay, if you're here, I'm pretty sure you know how to play an E major chord, and we're going to slide that whole thing up one fret. All right, so we got our third finger and little finger on the third fret of the fifth string and the D string respectively, and we got our middle finger on the second fret of the G string, and we're barring down everything else with our first finger. So now that we've run through that, I also want to urge you guys not to let your thumb be too high. I want it to be behind the fretboard. So if you can see this, I'm trying to play the same chord, okay? And that doesn't sound too nice. There are a lot of muted strings and buzzing strings in there. So what am I going to do? I'm going to bring my thumb behind the fretboard. I'm going to bring my wrist a little forward. That's a bit of an exaggeration, but I'm just doing that to show you. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use my thumb behind the board, and I'm going to look at the extremities of this chord. And what I mean is the point where it starts and the outermost part of the chord where it ends. So that's my first finger and my third and my little finger. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my thumb, I'm going to put it behind the board, and it's roughly going to be in between the distance of these 2 points, all right? And when it comes to the width of the board, my thumb's going to be in between that width as well. So I'm getting the most amount of downward pressure from my fingers, clamping all those strings down on the fretboard. And what's awesome about this chord and this shape is if you learned it, then you know that this is F major. You also know F minor. And the only thing you're going to do to play F minor is take off your middle finger. It's a very subtle change. It's only one note. But the chords sound completely different. One sounds, kind of happy. And the other one sounds quite sad. And that's the main difference between the two types of bar chords that you could have starting from the sixth fret. Now I'm going to show you the same thing, bar chords starting from the fifth fret. All right, it's the same thing principally. So you take that whole shape of F major, you drop the whole shape down one fret. Okay, so you start off with your first finger barring the fifth fret of the A string and everything. Sorry, the fifth string, the first fret of the A string, and you bar everything downwards, and you take that same E minor shape, but you play it, a string below. So you got your third finger and your little finger on the third fret of the fourth string and the third string, or the D string and the G string, and you got your second finger on the second fret of the B string or the second string. And that sounds a bit like this. So principally at the back of the board, I'm doing the same thing with my thumb. I'm playing the bar with the side of my finger. As you can see, all the lines are there. And that's uh, pretty much it. If you're not getting a clear sound with any of these shapes, always play it out one note at a time. especially with the bigger chords that start from the sixth string. So I know that there's no buzzing. My thumb's probably in the right place. My fingers have adapted well to the new shape and all of that. And our last shape for today is an extension of this. Now, if you guys have played A major, you should get used to playing it like this too. So I want you to take your first finger off and middle finger on the second fret of the D string or the fourth string, ring finger on the second fret of the G string or the third string, and little finger on the second fret of the B string or the second string. And why that is because when we move this forward, we get an opportunity to create the same bar starting from the fifth fret. And I have made a video on how to play B major. So I'm going to link that video up here. Please do check it out on the left or the right. It talks about all of these tips, but specific to the B major position. This is more a generic video on bar chords. Hi guys, I'm sorry about that. The battery in my camera died. So that was my take all in all on bar chords. So I just want to run you through the major and minor differences once again as a summary for this video. So we're gonna start off barring the first fret, okay, and we're gonna do F major first. First fret barred down by your index finger, with the side of your index finger, thumb behind the board, not on top. And once that's done, we're gonna put our third finger, little finger on the third fret of the A string and D string, or fifth string and fourth string respectively. We're gonna put our second finger or middle finger on the second fret of the G string or the third string. All right. Always one note at a time, just to check you're not buzzing anywhere. We remove our middle finger from the same shape. We get a minor chord. All right. So F major, remove the middle finger, you got F minor. All right. And similarly, anywhere on the board, like this is a G note, so I know this is G major, minor, A major, minor. So it's as simple as that. And then for the bar chord starting from the fifth fret, we take the same shape as F major, we drop it down, and it becomes a minor chord. That's something I don't think I mentioned before. But this is the minor shape starting from the fifth string. And we have our first finger barring the first fret, everything from the A string down, all the strings on the first fret, we're going to bar that down. We're going to put our third finger and fourth finger on the third fret of the fourth string or the D string and the third string or the G string. Similarly, our second finger on the second fret of the B string. And that's the minor position starting from the fifth fret. And the major position starting from the fifth fret, I mentioned B major before as the video. So we're gonna put an A major shape on the third fret of the D string, G string, and B string, or fourth string, third string, and second string respectively. And we're gonna bar down the same bar on the first fret, starting from the A string and all the way to the bottom. So that sounds a bit like this. And just as I spoke about moving the six string bar chord up and down the fret and finding the right chord that you want to play, you can do the same thing with these two positions as well. And another way to play the major bar chord starting on the fifth fret is to just bar the fourth string, third string, and second string. And this can be a little hard because unlike your first finger, you may not be able to tilt your third finger so much. So you will inadvertently have to play it with the fleshy part. So to begin with, it may be too hard, but like we've already been through this position where you use all three of these fingers to hold down the bar. And you don't have to vibrate the strings like that. I'm just doing it for effect and exaggeration to show you. That being said, I think I can end this video now on bar chords. And what will really help you is if you learn the notes on the guitar. And in fact, I think my next video is gonna be about learning the notes on the guitar. And I think I'll add this video and that next video to a new playlist called probably intermediate. I'm gonna intermediate tips or intermediate guitar lessons, or videos for the intermediate player. I'll figure out what the name is basically, but that's the direction this channel is going to go in, and I just wanted to inform you guys about that. If you did like this video, smash the like button. Comment below telling me that you enjoyed this, and there was something in this content that you learned uh, from today. And as always, subscribe to my channel. And until next time, thank you so much for watching.